Yes, last night we seen the Knicks pull out a awesome victory against the New Orleans Pelicans. And yeah, I'm pretty sure that you thinking like, well, Zion Williamson got off and Brandon Ingram got off, but that's something that we expected for them to do last night versus the Knicks. And I'm not going to talk too much about the RJ Barrett, not being able to play in the fourth quarter or not being able to show forth, his effort in the game, because if it's not your time, then it's not your time. But we got a full effort from our team. Even the little bit of things that RJ Barrett was able to do last night against the Pelicans. And we also going to look forward to the game against Dallas that we are hoping to see the Knicks come out with a victory with that game also. And I just want to say that, for all you people who really hating on Kristaps Porzingis and the Mavericks, I do hope that, that for somehow, some way they are able to get them a pick. And that pick will be able to come to the New York Knicks. And that pick will be a good pick. So we're going to be talking about that, but let's get back to this game against the New Orleans Pelicans. Julius Randle, I must say, and let me rephrase about how I felt about Julius Randle in the beginning of the season. And it confirmed to me when he dropped, that Players Tribune article about how he was feeling and things of that nature. It proved to me that the way that I was feeling about Julius Randle, it wasn't for no reason. It wasn't just some hate. I don't just hate on somebody for no apparent reason. If I have a problem with something that you're doing, it's trust and believe. It's something that you're doing that I myself have a problem with. You may not have a problem with it, but I myself have a problem with it. And I'm so happy for his article because Julius Randle basically really let us know that the way that the majority of the Knicks fans were feeling at that time where, his first season with the Knicks, that he was kind of feeling the same way. And that at the end of the season, he had to reevaluate himself and be able to model his game after the person that not only we wanted him to be, but he himself wanted to be. Because it comes a time in your life where you're given that leadership role, you want that leadership role. It's easy for somebody who doesn't want a leadership role to be able to not perform how a leader will perform, because they really don't want that role. Just like how we take it, if you looked at the interview with Alex Burke last night and Mark Berman was questioning him about him, not getting interviews and not being, the focal point of the conversations that's being had about the Knicks. He said he's not looking for that. So if you're not looking for that star role or that leader role, then it's okay for you to not perform as a leader. But the situation with Julius Randle was he came to the Knicks in the vision of being a leader. So by you coming and you want to play that leadership role, you have to evaluate yourself as a leader and do everything within your power to make yourself better. So that was something that I have to give Julius Randle credit for, because he reevaluated himself and he came in this season with the mindset to think like, listen, I have to make my team better. I have to be a better leader. I have to lead by example, and I have to lead with my words and how I approach this team. For all the RJ Barrett, and you guys know, I am an RJ Barrett stan, but I have to understand that RJ Barrett is not at the position right now in his career where he has to be the leader. So that's why I wasn't too hurt on him not playing last night. I wish he could have. I wish he would have got another shot, but the dude was like 2 for 12 from the field. What more are you asking of him? If it's not his night, then it's just not his night. Now, as far as with the Mavericks game go, I pray that he's going to be good. But if it's not his night and we still are able to pull out the victory, I am totally okay with that. Because at the end of the day, he's only 20 years old. It's a learning process right now at this time for him. He's still, coming into his own in the NBA. You have those who find themselves quickly, like let's say Zion and Luka, and you have some that have to come along, just like Julius Randle, the person that's leading our team at this point in time. I think that RJ Barrett has a higher upside than Julius Randle because of the things that we've seen RJ Barrett do now. But at the end of the day, he's only 20. You gotta have patience with a 20-year-old. That's why I advocate for the Knicks to still keep Kevin Knox, because I have the vision that Kevin Knox is going to be that guy come the future. He's going to be a modern day Kevin Durant. You get what I'm saying? So for all the people who's getting down on RJ Barrett not being able to play in the fourth quarter, pump your brakes, cool yourself off, get a drink of water, because everything is going to be okay. And RJ Barrett will get that time where we've already seen that RJ Barrett is capable of being a closer. So by seeing that RJ Barrett is apparently a closer, we already can tell what the future is going to hold for RJ Barrett. So just pump your brakes, guys, and just let the kid grow. But overall, it was a great game. We've seen a total team effort from the Knicks. Even though Reggie Bullock wasn't going off like he normally should be going off at this point in his career and late in the season, we still seen a great defensive effort from him. We seen a great defensive effort from RJ Barrett too, and all the rest of our players. Even though it's like almost impossible to contain Zion, we still did a good job with him. We crowded the paint. We treated him like he was Giannis Antetokounmpo, but we made it happen. Yes, he scored 25 points, but that's what you want to give him. You don't want him scoring 30 to 40 points on you to where he is able by himself to bring his team over the top. So it was a total team effort from the Knicks, and I totally love it. And make sure when you're watching this video, first of all, let me just say this to you guys. If you're new to the channel, make sure that you like and subscribe. Hit that notification button also. And make sure that you're always in tune with me on Twitter. I'm always on Twitter. I'm always giving my input for you guys. But, it was a total team effort from the Knicks. From front to bottom, from beginning to the end. We had some slow ups in the game, but the Knicks were able to, regain the momentum that they came in. This is what I love about the Knicks. When they come into a game and they are in their, they show that not only defense intensity, but offense intensity. In the first quarter, I know that most likely it's going to be a good game. If the Knicks come in sluggish and they not hitting shots in the first quarter, then you could beware for something. Sometimes, they are able to pull back in the game and come back from behind, but you want your team to start off good. You want your team to already have a rhythm that they're going with and that they could flow off of, so when times get tough and that other team is making a run, your team has the ability to be able to withstand that run and be able to come and make a run of their own. So you always want your team to come out in the beginning of the game with intensity. No, you don't want them to spend all of their energy, but you want them to have the intensity to let that other team, to put that other team on notice. Not only just with them scoring, but with drawing fouls. You get certain players in foul trouble because they have to match the intensity that you're bringing. So, it's a whole order of things that you want for your team to do when they're coming into that first quarter. Derrick Rose was another player who had some good points in the game. I feel like Derrick Rose is coming into his own. Derrick Rose, he was hindered by the COVID virus, and if you notice anything about what the NBA players are saying about them having COVID, the main thing is your breathing. And I noticed that with the people that I seen that had COVID, they said mainly it's your breathing, how well you're breathing, how much you can move. You can't, you can't really go at the same pace that you've usually been going at there. So I had to, put aside, his current play, well, not his previous play that he was having in the previous games, because I had to let myself know, like, look, this kid coming back from COVID, let him get back, let him get his rhythm back. And sure enough, what did we see last night from Derrick Rose? We seen an offense intensity. We seen him give effort on the defense intensity. And not only that, we were able to finish the game with Derrick Rose. I have been a long advocate for Derrick Rose to be a starter. I believe with him on the line, and he was hitting his threes. Look, Derrick Rose will always have some sort of advantage. He's fast, he's crafty, he can pass the ball. His IQ is like on 1,000 at this point in his career. So having Derrick Rose coming off that bench, yeah, it can be good, especially if you want to speed up the tempo after your starters have, come out. But having Derrick Rose on that starting lineup with RJ Barrett, with Julius Randle, and Reggie Bullock, you have the ability to space the floor. Not only can he adequately shoot at sometimes, but also Derrick Rose can break down your defense and penetrate to the paint and ditch the outlooks. You notice what is RJ Barrett's favorite point of three-pointer? The sideline three. If you could get RJ Barrett or Julius Randle or Reggie Bullock open from Derrick Rose penetrating in that paint, you have something that's special. I've always, even though Peyton do it too, I feel like Peyton IQ to pass outright to the three-point shooter is not as good as Derrick Rose. I think Derrick Rose is an outlet passer, like 10 times above Peyton, because you see Peyton drive to the paint a lot, but he has a one-track mind to where the only thing that he's thinking is score. And when he does think to pass it, he done either stop inside of the paint to where they got him surrounded, or he's fumbling the pass or had to dish it to the big man. So I think that Derrick Rose should be the starting point guard, but I can live with him coming off the bench because he brings the intensity whether he's starting or he's coming off the bench. Since he's been on the team, we've seen a little bit of decline from Quickly, but Quickly hasn't been playing well. Quickly hasn't been giving forth the effort that he was getting at the beginning of the year. You could say it's the rookie wall or whatever you want to call it. I'm just going to say that Quickly has not been as effective as he's not getting the fouls that he usually get. He's not shooting as near as better as he usually were. So, and he's a rookie, and you have to expect that from a rookie, so you have to move on. Other than that, I think Derrick Rose was a tremendous addition for the Knicks, and he's been helping the Knicks out tremendously. And he did that last night against the Pelicans, and it worked, and I'm pretty sure it's going to work in the future if we keep Derrick Rose around. Julius Randle, he's just the ultimate leader that the Knicks need at this point in time. I'm pretty sure that they're going to max him out at the end of this year because of the leadership that he has shown. I don't think that he's going to get that high max that he wants, but I think that he's going to get an adequate enough max contract to where he and his family will, they'll jump on it because of the loyalty of the Knicks and because of the atmosphere that he's in at this point in time. You got to understand, yeah, money does count, but stress level and the place where you're at in your life with that team matters too. If your wife and your child and you are happy, then you're more likely to stay with that team versus going even getting more money with another team, and especially if you guys are building a culture. And that is something right there that the Knicks are building at this point in time. They are identifying themselves as a defense team, a team that works hard every play. They don't take plays off, and if they do take plays off, you could bet your behind that they are going to fight and claw teeth and nail to get back into the game. No lead is safe when you are playing the Knicks, and that is something that I'm pretty sure has surprised a lot of teams that has faced the Knicks. And I think it's going to work out for the Knicks' benefit in the future. One thing that the Knicks are going to have to do, they're going to have to stop Tim Hardaway. And I know a lot of people are going to say, well, I mean, Luka is the best person on their team. Yes. Luka is that dude. But it's the others that really kill the Knicks. And it was the others that killed the Knicks when we originally played the Dallas Mavericks. Yeah, Luka does his thing, but it was Tim Hardaway, Trey Burke, Max Kleber, Kristaps Porzingis, those four guys, and I'm trying to think if it was somebody. Oh yes, I forgot that point guard name that's on their team, and I know it, but I can't think of it right now. But the point guard, I'm pretty sure you guys already know who I'm talking about. He's only been in the league for a couple of years. He was their starting point guard, but him and the rest of the others, them guys tore the Knicks to shreds. And that's something that you really don't want when you're facing a team like the Mavs or a high scoring team in general. You don't want the others to get it going. The Knicks made the same mistake when they played Brooklyn. They let the others get going. So once you let the others get going and the stars are and the pressure is being released off of the stars, because you have to adjust your defense at that time to focus more on the other who has the hot hand at that point in time. That's when they start going off in the fourth quarter and the teams are able to put you away. This is something that I've seen the Knicks do countless of times throughout this season. And I believe last night's game showed us that they are getting better at that, because they withheld the others from going off and having a hot hand, to where they were able to the others were quickly passing to Brandon Ingram or Zion. Yes, the Knicks need to stop the others, because you do not want them guys to get going, and that will definitely hurt your chances of beating the Mavs. Other than that, let's just hope for a good game from the Knicks. I hope that RJ Barrett goes off, and give us something more than what we've received from him for the last two games. I'm not letting it all be all. I'm gonna let it all be all and just let it be what it may. But I am hoping for a good game from RJ Barrett, because he's due for it. And the last time the Knicks played the Mavs, he didn't have a good game that game either. So hopefully, being at home, being in front of your family, being in front of that, good crowd that always come to the MSG Stadium, let's just hope that the Knicks can, pull out a good victory. Until then, make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know how you feel. Let me know if you think that the Knicks are going to pull this win out against the Mavericks. Until next time, peace.